Welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising Reboot Camp. Last time, now that we've beaten 2 missions of Gold Comet, we've unlocked the next set of 3. And in my first playthrough, this is what I did. I moved on to these, and never ever thought about this ever again. But I have to play every mission, and of course, the lab map is in this one. Look at all those stars. They're not kidding. Let's move out.
Of course.
Yep, somehow, Sonja, you've been getting rusty because you somehow didn't see flak coming in the last map.
Sonja, daughter. Sir?
No.
Yeah, when I first saw that in this game, I was like, wait, what? They're actually mentioning blood in a game this cartoonish? That surprised me. Yeah, I mean, falling over, scraping her knee, yeah. Getting kidnapped by a full-on warlord dictator who was planning on conquering the world in the first game. That's what you should be worried about, Kunde.
Father.
Sonja.
See, Sonja is actually pretty strong in Black Hole Rising.
Yes.
But the campaign maps don't really play to her strengths very well. Oh no, they must have activated that cheat code in Age of Empires that lets you instantly build things. I think it was Aegis?
Uh-huh.
Conde, I think you should let her go.
Sensei. Sonja.
Oh.
Normally I would say she's worthy, but this is a... See, here's the thing. I had completely the wrong idea about Advance Wars 2 Sonja, just because her first mission was this brutal, and it doesn't play to her strengths very well. At least there's Fog of War. There's one thing. But we're also going up against a gigantic fortress with 8 mini-cannons that we have to destroy. The mission objective here is to destroy those mini-cannons or capture the HQ. Yeah. Oh, Ada, you have no idea how right you are right now.
Of course.
Yeah, as I said back in Orange Star, for every other lab mission, they will tell you where which mission has the lab map in it. But you don't know which city it's in. And of course, it's a city that's actually relatively close to the enemy base. I believe it's that one. So you actually have to advance pretty far into the map before you can get that. Also, we have this thing. Don't worry about the cannons on the fortress itself. They don't actually do anything at all. We just have to destroy these mini-cannons surrounding it. But not only do we have an enemy force with 8 mini-cannons, we also have to deal with an enemy force of 36 starting units. Now, they don't start with any bases, but they do start with a couple of mechs. And these bases and port are a little far out from our starting position. The main key to this mission is you need to stop the enemy from getting any bases at all costs. If you do manage to do that, their army is finite and you will eventually win. But if you don't manage to do that, like in other words, you let them take one of these, they'll be able to build more units and then you'll be in for a lot of trouble. But we are playing as Advance Wars 2 Sonja, who has been buffed significantly since the first game. Sonja's units gain +1 to vision range in Fog of War, and their HP is hidden from enemies. That's unchanged. but her bad luck has been nerfed. It's now up to -10, not -19. A bit of an improvement, but the real asset that Sonja gets is that she counterattacks with 150% firepower. That means that she effectively gets Advance Wars 1 max levels of firepower, except on everything during the enemy's turn. And since human opponents can't see the HP of her units, they might make a blunder and go for something they thought was weakened, but actually has full health, and they eat that 50% counterattack firepower. And this helps her even in non-fog. One of the great things about Black Hole Rising Sonja is they fixed her so that she's still relatively decent even outside of fog maps. Don't underestimate that counterattack bonus. Speaking of which, her normal power, I believe, is totally unchanged from Advance Wars 1, except that it no longer gives plus 10% firepower. But her new superpower, Counter Break. They get +1 vision and can see into woods and reefs. Their counterattacks are not weakened by the damage they take when attacked. So, okay, this description is still not exactly, like, the greatest. In the original, it just said counterattacks are stronger. How Counter Break actually works is that her counterattack damage is calculated as if she struck first. Essentially, her whole army gets vantage from Fire Emblem for one turn. So what might happen is that you will see a bomber attack one of her anti-air, it will do 0 damage and then die. What that means is that the anti-air struck first and killed the bomber. So yeah, Counter Break is a very weird power, but it only costs 5 units, and it's actually very strong, especially with that plus 150% firepower. It is kind of similar to Kanbei in that when she activates this, it's basically a don't touch me for one turn button, because her opponent will not want to commit to any combat, especially anything that could potentially end in disaster like bomber versus anti-air. Problem is, Ada has a whole lot of bombers. Like, this is one of those maps where when you see the forces that Ada has, when you hear his units moving around in the fog, you will panic a lot. I'll just let you listen. So that was 3 copters. Another copter. Some of those were bombers too. Yeah, when I first heard that, I was like, wait, he has how many units? And how many of those are bombers? Okay, so here's the plan. By moving this recon here and dropping the infantry here, sometimes I can get this base. It's not totally guaranteed though, because he has 2 recons that should be around here right now, and usually you want to give them something to bait them, so I'm going to put an infantry here and hope they take that bait. I think that happened in an earlier test run. And now, see, I actually like to get out artillery as early as possible on this map. If you can get some artillery in here, that does really help. You almost need to play like Sonja in Advance Wars 1 when she's an enemy, setting up lots of indirect ambushes. But I am going to need an anti-air eventually. Okay, I think he, oh no, he hit the mech. Okay then. That's a little unfortunate. But yeah, that's Sonja's 50% counterattack firepower in effect there. I said earlier that this mission didn't do a great job of showcasing how Sonja works as a CO, and I kind of take that back. The fact that you have to play very defensively in the first few turns, I think it's meant to showcase her new 50% counterattack firepower. But yeah, once more, Ada just moves a whole bunch of things around the fog, and here's the real issue. He actually leaves a sizable portion of his army in reserve, so the massive pounding that we're about to take here, it's not even the worst of it. We're gonna have to get through it and more. But okay then. Getting this city is harder than you might expect. But with a mech here, yeah, I might as well whack this recon. I'm going to take a little bit of counterfire, though. Because, yeah, here's the thing with Sonja, she kind of doesn't want to be going on the offense that much. That was a really nice shot, though. So, yeah, both of his recons are pretty badly hurt. This artillery is going to need to start creeping towards here. He eventually gets a medium tank, which is why I want to make sure that I have artillery to answer it. But also, he has a bomber and a lot of fighters incoming. So I will need anti-air as well. I'm just thinking about whether I get an artillery or an anti-air. I think I'm actually going to go for the anti-air now. Meanwhile, infantry... I mean, this infantry might end up scouting on these mountains, and we can always just get another infantry. Oh boy, I just really hope my infantry capturing that thing stays there. Oftentimes, you can get that property. And here's why I said getting this city is a lot harder than you might expect. It starts, like, right next to your base, but Ada does too. So he really makes you work for this one little city. I had a feeling you'd do that, but I'm probably going to be able to repair myself back up. This is where we're getting to see more of the Gold Comet city design. I just noticed that fire hydrant there. Not even sure if they really have fire hydrants that look like that in Japan, but then again, it's a recurring item in Pac-Man, so maybe they do. Yeah, you'll be hearing a lot of Ada's theme in this map, and it's a good thing because Ada's theme is great. I'm finally getting to hear it on my big TV now, and it does sound really good, especially the power variants, which hopefully we don't hear anytime soon. Okay, so yeah, I do get this base. I'm not really expecting that I'm going to hold this base for that long. Anything that comes out of this base is going to get pelted by a lot of things, but now I'm going to have an artillery hiding in there. And, okay then, just barely don't have that yet. And again, anti-air, I will need to keep this anti-air alive because Ada does have tanks incoming. But I guess I can use my nya gun, as I like to call anti-air from how they sound in the original, to take that out. And, I mean, I suppose I can get this mech repaired a little bit. Mechs are actually decently useful in the early stages of Showstopper, because they're quite effective against both the tanks and the recons that Ada sends towards you. And we have an APC over here. So the thing is, getting this base is a lot more difficult. Also, Ada will probably get this port, but he's not going to really afford anything out of it anytime soon, and anything he does get out of that port is not really going to be doing that much. So you know what? I'm going to put an infantry here just to see if I can go within capture distance of that port soon. However, it's possible he might send something to attack me already, so I'm going to need to grab another artillery. I will need as many of these as I can get. Let's get a little bit of vision scouting. Can't quite afford a mech, unfortunately. More units, though, is always good, especially since I'm going to be hurting very badly for technique in this mission eventually, because you'll see. Uh-oh. I don't like it when he gets trapped on my artillery, because that means that if he has a tank waiting... Yeah, I destroyed 2 of his full recons, and he has 2 more. And the recons really help with the design of... Because, like, the maps were originally designed with the AI cheating in mind. But with the AI no longer cheating, the recons really help Ada here, because they actually give him a ton of vision. And something else helps Ada on this map a lot too, in terms of his original unit composition, but I'll be going into that later, because it's something we very much will be dealing with later. Okay. I'm a little worried that I can't see a lot of his stuff right now. Because, yeah, you sometimes do want to build recons here, but given that you're Sonja and have pretty decent vision, it's not really that much of an issue. I don't like the fact that if my artillery gets scouted, that mech can attack it, though. That is not going to go well, and especially since I do need to keep my anti-air alive, because the reason why I bought this is to deal with his bomber. He does have a bomber, and I think it's probably going to be on me very soon. Also, if I put the artillery around here, the recon will see it. I'm going to put this anti-air here, and this artillery here. And let's go scouting a little bit. This infantry, can I get... I mean, it's tempting to damage that mech, but, or I can run and hide with this infantry. See, anything I build from here is likely not going to last very long. I'd rather get tanks out of my main base so I don't immediately get hammered. Getting a mech here might not be an awful idea. Okay, yeah, I'm very, very sorry, infantry, but I do want to take the bite out of this mech a little bit. And expect me to be speeding up battles a lot here because, yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of fights over the course of this map. Infantry just, like, these bases aren't in a great position to really get your infantry to where they're needed. And regarding this APC, I suppose I can send this APC back a little bit so I can potentially pick up the mech later if I need to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has infantry very, very close to this base, so I do want to... I will need a tank, because he does have tanks of his own. I have 2 artillery. As long as I keep the artillery alive, I shouldn't be in too much trouble. You know what? I'm going to get a mech from there. Because, yeah, we might end up seeing Sonja's counterattack firepower. Like, for that, she really likes to be on cities, because she won't take a lot of damage, and she'll be able to hit back with the full force of, her 50% counterattack bonus. Unfortunately, yeah, I kind of sacked that infantry just to weaken that mech. But yeah, as you can see here, Sonja's counterattack firepower. It does really add up, and it's something that I heavily underestimated when I first played. However, yeah, 2 of those was enough to take out that guy. But it did do a lot of damage to one of them. Oh, yeah, this is why I hate the artillery getting scouted, because he does have anti-air as well. He has almost everything under sight. He even has a transport copter with some infantry and mechs. It's kind of nuts, the sort of things that Ada has on this map. I am very scared that I haven't seen this bomber yet, though. I don't like the fact that I have not seen that yet. Because I almost need to send this anti-air in right now, and I don't want to do that, because if it dies before I get to the bomber, that's not going to end well. But okay then, that's technically hidden again. Unless I build a second anti-air up here. Because he does have a medium tank that's very likely to be incoming right now. Oh, I don't know if this is going to end well, but I'm going to do that just because I have the port at least, so that's good. And I have potentially another mech that I can send in. Oh, I don't foresee this ending very well. Okay, there's nothing on that base yet. That's a little better than I was expecting. But yeah, I may have to start kind of crowding him out of this area with infantry at the moment, because I don't want my artillery to suffer massive hits from those things. Okay, I've got 2 anti-air now. I sort of want to give his tank something to shoot at that isn't my artillery, because I will need them when he sends the medium tanks in, but of course I will also need my my anti-air to deal with his bombers when they start coming in. I was about to say, nothing he has in this area can really threaten a tank, but I really don't want to say that, because those would be very, very bad famous last words. And I just kind of want to get some more infantry. I'm glad that I got that first city, but yeah, we're very much still in the defense phase of this map. And they're expected to go on for quite a while. Is he going to side? No, he's not. Okay. Oh, I was kind of hoping he wouldn't do that. At least I took an HP off of you in the counterattack, because Sonja. Yeah, he does have a lot of transport vehicles and infantry, so if you lose your unit that is covering that base, he will get... Oh, that is the worst possible thing for that bomber to do. Hitting the anti-air first. That's really bad, because if my anti-air on the base dies, I have no response to that bomber. And I really need one. Oh, it only gets repeated up to 5. And he's already starting to smack my artillery around. At least they're on cities. I have not seen his medium tank yet, so that's a little weird. I think he's trying to get something towards that base. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and he got his own artillery in there. But he can't see my artillery. I don't want to enhance vision here. Enhanced vision is not really an offensive... Well, it's actually kind of is an offensive power, but it's not like a power you want to use when you're on the back foot like this to kind of push back. That's what counter break is for. Enhanced vision is for when you really need to scout out. Oh my god, that's even less damage than I was expecting. That was probably bad luck from Sonja too. Yeah, her bad luck definitely still exists, and you really do feel it when you trigger it. Fortunately, it's still only, it's minus 10% rather than minus 20%, but it's still pretty rough. Yeah, Sonja's superpower actually costs the same total as Ada, which is interesting. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I would rather weaken this because the recons are not really much of a threat to anything that I have. That bomber still being there, though, is not good. Okay, you know what? Before I do anything else, I'm going to build on this base. Although whatever I build here is probably going to die, so, nah. I kind of want another tank, though. Okay, I'll go here. There's the medium tank. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hi there, Mr. Medium Tank. Watch me do this, and with this, I believe... oh, no, you can still reach. Because you have 5, right? Thought you were a Mega Tank for a second. I kind of feel like he's probably going to shoot the APC and not the mech, though. But we'll see. But yeah, my thing is, if I build something here, I can tell if he has a unit there, and in that case, whether or not my tank will get trapped. Although, wait a minute, I might be able to tell that just by putting my infantry here. Nope. Can't quite scout there, okay. I kind of really need more anti... Oh, and he did have a unit there. So, oh yeah, of course he did, because it was the anti-air that attacked me. So if I hit the artillery here, my logic with this is that that's the main threat to the anti-air that's on the base. And he has a copter. Yeah, this is the point where you really, really, really need anti-airs. I mean, I can try and do that. Here's another problem with Sonja's bad luck. If I get a bad roll here, I won't actually... Yep, that was definitely a bad roll. So I guess we're kind of seeing potentially what it's like to play Flak, just somehow not as bad. Yeah, like, to be honest, I'm really not sure what they were thinking when they gave Sonja bad luck as her downside. Like, if anything, I'd probably take minus 10% firepower over bad luck.
Delicious.
Oh, don't worry, Ada, we'll always have a look of terror on our faces in this mission. But yeah, I probably would have preferred
Sidewinder.
a guaranteed firepower reduction than, like, just a random chance of having less, especially in the first game. Like, I really don't see why they thought that Sonja's +1 vision and having powers that can see into woods was enough to justify a minus 20 bad luck modifier. Like, that's even worse than Flak, which is insane. I don't even get why they thought that Sonja needed a weakness that bad. Like, Sonja is pretty much the worst CO in Advance Wars 1. Outside of Fog of War, she's kind of okay in Fog. I guess there's the question mark HP display, but that's the thing about that. It's only useful against human opponents, not against the AI, which leads a lot of new players to thinking, because they mostly just play campaign, it kind of leads them into thinking that Sonja's pretty bad, and they'd be sort of right. Like, when you face Sonja in War Room, it's just kind of silly how bad she is, because Fog of War is never in War Room, so Enhanced Vision is just a +10 firepower and defense and nothing else, and it's kind of silly that you had to go through the whole power animation just for that. Still, this is kind of interesting, because Anna has a lot of units still alive, but they're all very weakened. And as long as you don't let him get any of the bases, you don't need to worry about power that much, because like I said, Anna's army is finite if you don't let him get any deployment properties. Oh yeah, this is why, yep, this is not good. Oh, the copter can see me. But I mean, honestly, there's probably no reason for me not to activate Counterbreak now.
I see right through your plans.
I love the glasses there.
Break.
This is, I believe, the first time we're seeing a Gold Comet superpower. It's kind of amazing that we never used Sensei or Kanbei's. But yeah, there's so many air units here and not enough anti-air to deal with them. The bomber's probably a bigger threat than the copters. The thing about Counterbreak is it effectively... Oh, really? Wow, Sonja's luck is... See, now you can kind of tell why I dislike this mission too, because I've historically not had a good track record with anything luck-based. But yeah, Sonja's luck is definitely... I mean, that bomber's useless, and there's no airport to repair it, but still. The fact that it didn't die just means that, yeah, that really sucks. In fact, I'm going to actually put you here instead of, Oh, this mech is not having a good day right now. The copter at least in the artillery, I mean, I'm not gonna get this base, it's gonna die. It's, like, the mech's definitely gonna die. And now I have a full health recon right inside my base. Yeah, I've already lost 7. Yeah, this map is pretty ridiculous. You've got to play super defensively early, and that was another bad luck roll, probably. I mean, maybe not, because because my HP was low anyway, but sort of just need to keep some infantry around here and alive. Okay, got 1 tank up here, just barely not enough for more artillery, but I guess I can get a mech and 2 more infantry. I guess this mission is kind of like the night is darkest before the dawn, but it takes a while for the dawn to come. A very long while. Yeah, no, that's dead. The copter's gonna kill it. Unless Ada is dumb and doesn't use the copter to attack them. Nah, he's smart, okay. Yep. And the infantry down here is dead too. Yeah, this is why I usually think that going for this base early is not a good idea. Oh, and of course there's another copter down here. Yeah, his bomber first striking my anti-air was terrible. That really set me back. Oh, that thing still has 9 HP. And there are copters here. But yeah, I think one thing that I was kind of saying is that Counter Break essentially, it essentially makes Sonja's anti-air immune to bombers and copters for a turn, because if they attack them, they'll just die. And so this is funny, so this anti-air may actually be taking a small amount of damage here. Oh, no it didn't, okay. But yeah, Counter Break is definitely, it's a strange power, and the original game didn't really do a good job of explaining how it works. I really do wish that Reboot Camp did somehow. It would have been really hard to modify the animation so that Sonja's unit struck first, but that's how it works, technically speaking. Okay, but I do have a fully healthy tank here, and yeah, this is the situation that I like to be in. Well, not with a copter bearing down on my tanks, but I can kill that copter. But this is the situation that I like to be in. 2 artillery, positioned centrally, inside woods. This is the way that I like it. Because now I can chip down the units with artillery, 1 by 1. And Ada has to waste units to scout them out, and it's generally unlikely that he'll be able to scout them and then attack in the same turn. Yeah, so there's an infantry that's in range to capture this one base, but I think you're gonna keep capturing. You're not really a threat anymore, so I think instead I'm gonna actually tank this recon, just because you've been annoying. I don't exactly know if that's blamable on bad luck, but yeah. It's kind of another thing about Sonja. She sort of put you into bad habits of blaming the RNG for everything that goes wrong, when it's only, like, true sometimes. Okay, that was better. That was a lot better. So now that thing is kind of weakened. Join that. I gotta remember that he has, like, a medium tank and 2 copters down there, so I only have 1 anti-air. Yeah, I think I actually do need another anti-air right now. So let's get one. Eventually, I will start getting rockets, because they're going to be really useful, and I also will start spamming artillery. To take down the mini-cannons, a whole bunch of artillery plus medium tanks is usually the best option. Yep, that thing stayed capturing, I thought it would. Because that's usually, like, the AI usually prioritizes captures over actually damaging things. But yeah, he has so many weakened units that they're just going to throw themselves at my infantry and not really kill them. Like that, for example. Oh, look at me, I'm a 1 HP bomber, I'm helping. I mean, it could potentially be a threat later, but it's not really doing a whole lot now. Well, okay, I see one of his copters. Now I just need to wait. Oh, there. Okay, this is precisely why I like to have artillery in the middle, because of that medium tank. But he has an artillery that's like right there. Yeah, so already this still looks a little dicey, but I think I do need to shoot both my artillery at this thing because that's really the only answer I have to it. Once it goes down to like around 5 or 4 HP, usually the medium tank is not bad. Oh, that forest is stopping me from reaching the copter. That is unfortunate. So in that case, what do I do here? That thing, there's no threat to me anymore. I guess this tank, unless I get a bad luck roll, this will kill this. But with Sonja, you don't want to say, unless I get a bad luck roll, because then it will happen. I think I would rather smack this artillery than, it's just, he has too many copters down here, and I don't like that, but the rest of it, this is actually just kind of a weird situation. Like, I think partially thanks to Sonja's bad luck, and maybe even thanks to her high counterattack firepower, a lot of, like, Ada has a whole ton of units here that are severely weakened but not actually dead, which makes it kind of decently easy to get a good power score, but not when you do that because of, again, Sonja luck is a thing. I guess this bomber is sort of blocking off some of my infantry from reaching. Okay. Yeah, I've just noticed that Sonja's a little weak at chip damage, thanks to her luck modifier. Because, like, in a sense, it almost neutralizes potential good luck, because anyone else can do, like, up to 1 extra HP of damage from a full health unit randomly. Whereas Sonja, in order to actually do an extra 1 HP of damage with Sonja, you have to roll maximum on her good luck and 0 on her bad luck. So it's almost like, in a sense, it's almost like Sonja has, like, no luck modifier at all. Which I guess fits with her whole theme of being more based around strategy and outthinking her opponents than using luck or brute force. Because oftentimes luck is considered the exact opposite of strategy in competitive games. Although, it's funny, one of Nell, we won't be seeing that for a while, but one of Nell's, and by a while I mean, unless I play War Room, but one of Nell's power quotes is literally, luck is a skill. There's been so many people that I've dealt with on forums who have got, like, incredibly pissed off when I've insinuated things like that before. And I don't mean in the sense of, like, oh, luck is a skill, but, like, what I mean is when I describe true hit to them in Fire Emblem, and when I say that true hit means that, like, it makes the luck mechanics a little bit more quote-unquote skill-based, because it means that, like, it's kind of still based on your stats. Like, if your unit is strong enough to the point, and has, like, terrain advantage, weapon triangle advantage, to the point where it has a higher chance of, it's probably a good luck roll, actually, to the point where it has, like, a very high hit rate, and the enemy has, like, a hit rate in, like, the 20 or 30%, then the game kind of rigs the RNG so that the enemy is more likely to miss, because it knows that, like, if you have, like, a 10% hit rate in Fire Emblem, you've done something wrong. Like, your unit is in a bad matchup, if that's the case, and you deserve to be punished for it, is the thing. But, like, when I tell that to people, they start saying, oh, but that means you're using the words luck and skill in the same sentence, and then they get mad. Yeah, it's happened to me a few times. I don't know what to think about the fact that I just got my power again so quickly. How many people are dead? Oh, I've lost 13 already. Yeah, I really need to stop having things die, and soon, otherwise... Because here's the problem, even after I clear out this initial Ada assault, that's not even the end of this. Because I'll just spoil this now. Ada has battleships on hard mode, and he has subs giving the battleships vision to the land, so you can't really hide from them. So this is very much a thing. And the fact that he has subs near the battleships means that, like, you normally think, oh, right, that's just forcing me to waste funds on capturing the ports and building subs to destroy the battleships, right? Well, actually, no, because, what he does is that he just, yeah, see, normally I'd go for that, but just Sonja doesn't really have the luck to make that worthwhile. But yeah, you can't really do that because his subs will hit, like, will deal with your subs before you can get to the battleship. So it's just, yeah, this map is very much a thing. What I'm thinking of eventually, like, how I will deal with the battleships is to just flood them out with artillery and just take them down that way. But okay then, I will probably get the port eventually, so maybe I should, so again, I want to kind of spam artillery here. I'm gonna need to start spamming infantry later. And it's not just battleships, by the way. He has a neo-tank, a medium tank, multiple rockets, and one more bomber that he holds in reserve too. Like, this map is just, like, once I get through this map, I feel like the only reason this map is called Showstopper is because it just blocks your progress in the campaign so badly. But once I get through this map, we're not going to have a mission this tough for a while. It's really this and Liberation that are the real stumbling points of challenge mode. Once you're through with them, nothing until Green Earth is really going to give you trouble again. I don't want to speak too soon, though. Oh, hi, T-Copter. Okay, now here's the problem. I'm pretty sure that he has that base now. Also, he likes to put an artillery in one of those woods, so I'm going to go ahead and scout that. Okay, no artillery. Yeah, the thing is that even though theoretically Ada should have like a bajillion money right now because he just has a whole lot of cities and nothing to spend it on, he does just focus on only building infantry out of his bases, and I'm not really sure why. Like, out of the bases that he gets. But yeah, let's just go ahead and sweep through some of these. The bomber is dead. I guess I can kill that. See, with 120% base damage, even a terrible luck roll from Sonja isn't going to fail you there. But I am starting to have a bit of a potential problem with artillery. Also, the cannon, speaking of which, the cannon's going to be a problem. Also, I believe there is a rocket on this city. But it... Oh no, he can see me because of the infantry there. That's actually bad. That's actually really bad. That's really bad. So that anti-air may have died just to prove a point that there's no artillery down there. Because one of my earlier attempts at this, he did put an artillery there, and then it made it really hard for me to get that base. Again, I can try, but this is probably not going to be successful. Yep, absolutely nothing. I can try again. Yeah, see, that is a big weakness of Sonja. Most COs would probably have killed that medium tank by now with luck damage, but she can't really do that. But okay then, okay, yeah, I do have a lot of artillery that are incoming. The weird thing is I probably do need more. But I also probably need medium tanks later. So yeah, at this point, I am actually going to spam artillery. And then eventually I will start spamming infantry and like mechs because I need to make up for my technique ranking. The good news is, yep, see, there it is, there's the rocket, because the infantry could see me. So that's one more thing dead. That's going to do 1 damage to me, isn't it? Oh, well, I was barely on the cusp of 5 HP anyway. Okay, what's he going to... Please don't get anything big out of that base. I think he has, like, some kind of infantry quota that he wants to get, because he's like, oh, I have bases now. Yeah, he just built another infantry. He's like, I have bases. So he kind of is stuck thinking that this is, like, the early game. Yeah, one of the slight downsides with Sonja, though, is that counter break means that, like, she's actually not that great with indirects. Because, you know, they're not going to be able to strike first because they can't counterattack at all. But yeah, what I like doing here is I like to hide some artillery in these woods. Okay. Didn't expect him to have a full health artillery of his own over there, but if I can get the other artillery over there, I should be able to, do a decent job of, this is an issue. Okay. Gonna have to clear the road. For a second there, I was just thinking of Virion's, like, line. I know I've said this before, but like, when the crit quote is like 1 for the bards, but I always heard it as either 1 for the road or 1 for the boats. And so, the artillery march occurs. That thing only has 1 vision, that thing also only has 1 vision. I just don't want my artillery getting... You know what, there's literally no reason for me to put the artillery in range of his, because I'll be able to reach this forest anyway next turn. And now, finally, I can start getting these. Yeah, you take the engagement on the city. Ugh, yeah, luck is a thing with Sonja. You only really feel it when you actually play as her, but it does, like... As you can see, like, to me, it's only really an issue when it comes to... Okay, here's the thing. I'm actually going to get a recon out of this, because I think I may need the additional vision. But I'm also going to get more artillery. And more infantry. I do have to be careful, because if I hit the unit cap too early, then I'm not going to be able to replace my losses. Oh, right, that was in cannon range. I mean, it was just an infantry, but I really can't afford to lose much more here, especially since, again, he has battleships, neo-tanks, bombers. He has more in reserve. Okay, right, nothing bad happened that time. And you know what, to be entirely honest, okay, let's see. Okay, you die, I start capturing the base, that's good. I'm actually thinking that I will stop my current capture attempt and actually go for this, because that's gonna... Okay, hang on a minute. No, I'm dumb. If I move the anti-air off, then I do this, I actually need to kill this, otherwise the rocket can see me. I have another infantry in range, so I can start capturing that. And now, yeah, so I need this recon because of that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the sub can just barely not see me, which is good, because that means that the rocket can't see me by extension. But okay, so now... See, even if I put you there, you won't be able to show... I think I actually do need to start getting some rockets, but I don't really have enough for rockets just yet. But, okay... I think I can actually kill this with just infantry and, well, I say that, but Sonja Luck could screw me over again. Okay, it didn't. That's good. So I guess you go in... Yeah, you're gonna go in this wood so that I can... Because, yeah, now... I can start working on these cannons. Because it seems like this is a lot of cannons to try and take down, but you can deal multiple hits to a cannon in a single turn, so usually... I'm tempted to have my mech go up there with an APC, but he has, like, his battleships are right next to the rocket, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, there's... Those battleships are incredibly irritating. I remember, like, making it all the way to, like, this is what I like to call Phase 2 of the map in an earlier attempt, and then seeing the battleship shoot me and being like, oh god, he has battleships? That just kind of sums up Showstopper. 13,000. I need to save at least 2,000. Oh, and that exactly means that if I get infantry out of all my bases, yeah, and also bear in mind, you have to capture that one city to get the lab map as well, and the lab map just so happens to be on a city that... Oh, you troll. You troll. That is going to take me one more turn to get, because you did 1 damage to me. This is why Sammy is so ridiculous, because everyone else, that's all you need to stop a 2-day capture. But with Sammy, no. But yeah, the lab city, which is like right here, it is not only in range of one of his battleships, but he also has a neo-tank, a medium tank, and a rocket around it, so, yeah, this is just very much, this map is all kinds of painful. Speaking of all kinds of painful, I am an artillery, and I'm going to scout. Oh, of course, he has an artillery there, as well as a rocket, because, yeah. Now, I believe it isn't until you're in range of the other city that you're in range of the battleship. Because I think the battleship is much further up on that end. But yeah, with that, now I can move this artillery up here. So now I'm in a good position to destroy both of those cannons. And I guess you can... Yeah, it's just a question of, like, what hops are past... Yeah, indirects cover each other really, really well. I actually don't think he can see this tank, though. I mean, those could be famous last words, but we'll see. Because, yeah, now I can get another artillery in here. And again, Ada trolled me, and I can't get that in 2 turns. I have that now, though. So that's good. Again, as much as I really want to do that, I can't really do that yet because the battleship will kill me. So I want to make sure that I can, because it's on a, because that thing is on a city. I really want to make sure that I can kill that, like in one go before, yeah. So in this case, I'm gonna put this over here. I'd love to have a rocket here, and yep, there's his battleship. I'd love to have a rocket in there. In fact, that's exactly what I wanted to do, because now I can get a rocket. It costs me all of my money, but I'm gonna get a rocket. Yeah, this mission, the fact that, seriously, even a mech couldn't kill you, couldn't finish you off. Again, I hope the luck salt isn't just too much, for all you guys right now. Are you serious? This is the worst Sonja luck I've ever had. I think this is the worst Sonja luck I've ever had. In all my time playing Advance Wars, I've never actually minded Sonja's bad luck because it's never been this bad for me before. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and look up my map to try and see where his bomber is. It's, no, it's nowhere close to, being in range if he uses Sidewinder, so, I don't need to... Because I was thinking that I could use Counter Break now to make sure that if the anti-air gets hit, then it will strike first, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. Yeah, for some reason I thought it would be you. Oh, yeah, that's still cannon range. Oh, that was just an infantry.
It only hurts for a moment.
Okay. Now, potentially, this could be the Neo tank and the medium tank.
Sidewinder!
I'm not 100% against that happening because I do have a lot of artillery to ambush them. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, okay, that's step 1 of the plan. Well, step 1 of me dying rather than the plan. Yep, I thought so. Okay, that's coming in. He can't see my tank yet, though. I'm pretty sure he can't see the tank yet. Because the medium tank only has 1 vision. Ada's power theme is great, but I don't like it on this map at all, because I don't like this map at all. I mean, just for the sake of me getting more powers later, I probably should use Counter Break now.
There's more to combat than power. Counter Break.
I just realized that was probably like the most Morgana line that Sonja says. It definitely sounds a little Morgana-ish. I don't think that pulled out the Neo tank. Okay, interesting. But right, my plan here is that we kill this rocket, and unfortunately the battleship is probably gonna do bad damage to something. That was also a bad luck roll. Oh, the recon can't go all the way. That is painful. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, the problem with the rockets in this map is that there's a lot of planes. Okay, I have that now. I believe I can... Okay, I can afford more than a rocket every turn. I can afford a medium tank every turn. I probably do actually need to start getting some medium tanks, but okay. Okay, that's 1 cannon dead. So we hit cannon number 2. Yeah, I kind of need to hit you right now. If I do this, the tank dies. Because, like, in fact, is there really any point to me hitting this rocket right now? Because, like, he can't actually see anything in this area at the moment. Like, because these things all have 1 vision. He can't see this tank at all. So, like, theoretically... I mean, if he moves some things forward, he'll be able to see and shoot them. That's one thing, but... hang on a minute. Battleship? Yeah, no, battleship is probably fine. This battleship's not a huge threat. It's really only covering this rocket and not much else. So, like, if anything, really, you don't even need to go up here because you can kill these things from below with indirects, and I'm just realizing this in the process of playing this map, and therefore I just threw away that tank for no reason, but, I guess these things happen sometimes. Okay then. So yeah, if I put you there, I scout very, very far thanks to counter break, and, yeah. I could get a rocket from here, I suppose, but we also have all those woods. Okay, could you please just die? Thank you. That took, like, 1 anti-air, 1 mech, and 2 infantry. That, for a medium tank that had only a sliver of health left. That should not happen. I'm gonna go artillery, and I actually think I do need another anti-air, just in case that bomber decides to come out and play. So yeah, my kind of aim right now is don't lose too many units. I kind of have plenty of time on, like, the time limit right now. Oh, yep, that thing's dead. Really shouldn't have done that, but oh well. At least it gives me room to deploy 1 more unit. Some stuff that's moving, which worries me. Because some of that could have been bombers. But okay then. Okay, yeah, that's gone. That's 2 cannons down. And yeah, already I can start plugging away at this one. Because, again, I don't even really need to go into battleship or rocket range up there. Actually, no, I do probably need to go for the medium tank, because if I don't, like the rocket can probably die to this and to the ant. Well, I mean, I say that, but I'm also Sonja, so... Okay, that was good. That was better than average by Sonja standards. I don't know if that's better or not. It's probably not better. Of course, he does have the... Oh, that actually died. Nice, okay. My luck is somewhat turning around, I guess. And, yeah, hilariously, if I put an artillery here, he still can't see it, because right now he's just... Yeah, he's got a whole lot of units with really bad vision at the moment, so... That's kind of an interesting aspect to this map. I guess it's meant to sort of show Sonja's strength a little more, but... And I'm getting even more artillery in. I probably need some medium tanks. Okay, that tank is going to get hit by artillery. Yeah, it's easy to forget about the mini cannons. Like, sometimes you're kind of conditioned to think about them as just like pipe seams rather than as things that can actually shoot you. I like how you can see the fortress in the background there. Oh boy, there's some stuff that's moving in there, and I know one of those things is a bomber, and I also know there's a battleship down there somewhere. And I unlike the top one, I actually do have to kill this battleship because it's in range of this city. Okay, yeah, look at my big wall of artillery right now. So I need to start working on this one, though. The good news is I will be getting a few cities as I approach. So let's make a start on that. Yeah, I believe once you are on that... Again, I'm not feeling any shame of this. I'm looking at my map. Okay, the battleship is right there. In between these 2 beaches. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, this city is the marker of the edge of its range. So, and you kind of have to go into its range too. And this is where this recon might actually be useful, because I kind of need to scout. Because I need to know where his, Like that cannon, I'm in a good position to destroy that cannon anyway, so I'd rather weaken that. Oh boy, it's time to play yet another game of Will Sonja chip damage finish something? I'm willing to bet no. Oh no, she actually did that time. Can't see the Neo tank yet. That's unfortunate. Like, the good news is that cannons don't have any vision. So I can just do that, and I can feel confident in the fact that, to my knowledge at least, he can't see me. Yet. Here's the problem, though. If I do that, he definitely can see me, because I can't actually kill that this turn unless I get a god tier luck roll, which, given this is Sonja... Oh, that was better than I expected. So yeah, we're kind of hugging the lower portion of this map now, and I'm going to take all the joins I can get, because that's a unit removed from my total without a death happening. Oh, no, I can't even see that rocket, but you... Okay, you can shoot that now, which is good. As much as I really want rockets, this map is just doesn't have enough roads. I feel like I'm desperately in need of just artillery spam. I've kind of got a bit of a Sonja death ball going. This is kind of like how Grit likes to play. Because if he charges forward, if he takes down one of my artillery, 2 more will take its place. Or, more accurately, 2 more will blast whatever just killed the first artillery to hell. Yeah, see, the fact that I can hear so many units moving, but I can't see any of them, that's just kind of the paranoia aspect of playing against Ada, because that's just kind of how he works. It's sort of why he's not, like, really a Fog of War specialist, but he does kind of do well in Fog of War. Okay. Can't quite kill this yet, though. I mean, it's almost... Actually, wait, can I? Nope, not quite. Okay, that's fine. Yes, you go down there. And, like, again, cannons don't have... Oh, wait, no. More accurately, if you are in range of a cannon and you're not in a woods, they can see you, but, like, his other units will not be able to see you just because a cannon can. Now, here's the thing. Here is the thing, okay? This is battleship range, and there is a sub 1 tile below it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but he can't see the city unless he has, like, a unit adjacent to it, so it's fine. I kind of need... I'm having a little bit of a traffic jam right now. So I kind of need to just wait a little bit until that cannon goes down, and then I can start rushing in. Oh, that does have range down there. I really want to have this recon try and scout thing, because I want to know what's in there. Yes, I will go for the medium tank now. Oh wait, you can shoot that one. Good thing I didn't forget about that, because that might have been the difference between completing this in good time or not. Oh, wait, no, you can see me? How do you see me? Oh! I'm on his city, of course he sees me. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, there is actually quite a lot of, like, because Advance Wars is one of these, like, kind of deceptively simple-looking games. It looks really simple, but there's a lot to keep track of, and I often do forget things like that. Yeah, the fact that I'm on a city that he owns, he can see me. So that's why he was able to do that. But okay, then. I want to hit with my further forward artillery right now. That one can smack that. This one can blow that up. And in fact, if I do that, there's a chance I'll lure out his bomber. But the question is, do I want to? Like, I might even want to lure out his bomber right now, because I need to destroy it eventually. So, okay, that's dead. Unfortunately, I'm not doing so hot in terms of vision in that area, so... Recon! There we go, okay, so there's the battleship. I knew that was there. Oh, there's an artillery, but it can't see me yet. Oh, okay, oh yeah, Neo-tanks do only have 1 vision. I forgot about that. But yeah, so this Neo-tank is there. They don't move until something gets into their range, but, yeah, that can actually, that will be doing stuff now. So, what I'm going to be doing here is, I'm going to try and spam some artillery and see if I can kill the battleship that way, because that battleship does need to die. But yeah, here is a giant wall of artillery. This is just like, this is just my, come on, Neo-tank, try me. Just try. Just try, I dare you. Like, I can do that, but it's not really gonna mean anything. That rocket is no threat right now, so I can ignore it, and I'm pretty sure, like, I'm fine on power. I feel like the rocket's going to run out of fuel before it goes anywhere useful. I have 1 medium tank. Another one that's incoming. You know what? More artillery. I need to keep my infantry alive. I kind of like that my recon is a little bit protected in there, so I've kind of got a good vision unit that's not really in too much risk of being Okay, yeah, I kind of had a feeling you'd do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can't see anything else right now, so of course he... Okay, now he sees me. Okay, you're going for... That's not great. That's the artillery, right? Yeah, it's the artillery, okay. That was a bigger hit than I... Oh, I'm on a road, though, so that kind of makes sense. Where's the bomber? The bomber's, like, to the north. I know it's in there somewhere. But okay. Like I said, come try me, Neotank. This is why a lot of people used to think that Neotanks weren't actually that good, because, yeah, they do still get wrecked pretty hard by indirects, but they can outmaneuver them a lot easier. And in fact, like, in particular, I think it was Ada that made a lot of people reevaluate how good Neotanks are, because Ada can, like, that +2 move on their base movement of 6 really adds up with Ada. Didn't mean for that to be a kind of pun, but yeah. I'm doing a lot of joins right now. Although, speaking of things, you will die if I keep you there. Yeah, I sort of want to do this. Because you're a little bit of a threat to my artillery wall. And speaking of my artillery wall, I do need to slowly creep my artillery wall a little bit forward, but I do need to also be cautious of that bomber. I'd love it if this guy could just run into a forest. If he goes like one space forward or something, he might be able to. Oh yeah, that tank has 3 vision, so I can assume that he sees, like, everything in this area now. I guess I can kind of try and double team this with my, anti-air. Possibly even the recon. We'll see what I don't like that 7 HP tank still being down there, though, but we'll see. I can't really see any bombers yet, which worries me. But yeah, eventually my plan is to, like, get a whole bunch of these artillery to, like, just swarm around him. And I'm gonna have to join a few of them. And I'm actually kind of running out of artillery, which is problematic. Yeah, there's the sub, but I mean, I'm probably not gonna kill that sub anytime soon. And yeah, here, this is actually why infantry are really useful, because I kind of wish I had another infantry, though, to put here. But, like, why infantry are really useful is that they can wall off your better units like indirects. It's not totally advised you do this in the campaign, because that costs you technique, but in multiplayer matches, that's kind of how you use infantry. Yeah, if I get this far and I fail technique, that's gonna make me really sad, because this is a really, really long mission. I pretty much completely swarmed him below, though. Oh, his bomber crashed!
A battle with me is a greater honor than you deserve!
Wait, where's my bomber?
Sidewinder!
They were supposed to go really fast and ambush them, what happened? This is a very weirdly timed Sidewinder. But yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Of course, he has rockets. I'm gonna, again, cheat and spoil where those are. They are... Okay, they're in, like, that clump of 3 woods up there. Okay. There's also apparently a recon in there, but I think it's already dead because it's not listed as being defensive on the map that I'm using right now. Oh, there is a copter, though. Usually those copters, I think that those copters are meant to stay around his HQ, but okay. This is why I had anti-air, though. And, oh god, one of my anti-airs out of ammo. Crap. That's not good. Because I'm getting really worried about technique right now. Because where is my... Okay, I got one anti-air. Where's my other... Do I have another anti-air down there? Please tell me I have another anti-air down there, because he has 2 battle copters. Do I really not have another anti-air? This is where I'm actually going to go ahead and go into units. I only have 1 anti-air and it's out of ammo. Oh god, no. No! Oh, those copters are gonna wreck me and I can't do anything about it. Yeah, this is why you've got to pay attention to ammo on your units. I don't want to come this far only to fail technique. But I have no answer to those copters at all, and I don't have an APC to resupply. I sort of need to be more cautious now. I mean, I guess I can resupply it on a city, but it's going to take a little while for me to get another anti-air in there. I think in the meantime, I might start making an advance on these cannons. Like, there's only 3 to go. See, I don't think Counter Break is going to help me right now. I mean, the plus 10% defense, maybe. Oh, right. Oh, I know this is the artillery, but there is still a rocket up there. Oh, I forgot to point out where that is. I'll do it in my next turn, but... Oh, this is... Oh, this is really bad. Yeah, this is why battlecopters are a pain, and why Sensei specializing them is really good, because... If your opponent doesn't have anti-air, there's really not a lot they can do about it. Or, you know, fighters or copters of their own. But there are no airports in this map at all. So, like, there's really not a lot that I can do about these copters until I get my anti-air here. Until I get it resupplied as well. So that's what I'm going to do. At the very least, though, the battleship is now gone. And, yeah, this is why in, like, long treks like this, you do really need to keep an eye on your ammo. And the rocket is here, by the way. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the rocket is there. But I do really need to keep my infantry alive. So that's actually going to retreat. Oh, sweet, sweet roads. My rocket can actually start going on the roads now. Oh, right, I was actually meant to be advancing up to the northern one. In fact, okay, battleship is there. Yeah, I think as long as I stay out of that range, this rocket actually should be fine to threaten that. And I can maybe get another artillery around there. I hate having to keep throwing in more infantry to use as walls, but, at the moment, I actually do not think that it's worth... And I could take pot shots with Sonja, but, I could take pot shots at them with infantry, but given that this is Sonja, I really don't see that going well. Like, Nell can make that work, but Sonja, not really. And you're gonna go where you're needed. I do have the medium tank, but... Oh, I mean, the medium tank can go up there and hit that, but the rocket is over there. I need to find some way to scout that thing out. Oh, wait, counter break. I'll be able to see the rocket if I have counter break, so... The medium tank should get into a decent position, but... I think the medium tank is fine if it goes there. I could be horribly wrong about that. The good news is, after the copters are down, I should be in a good position to get that city. Don't like you doing that, though. I really shouldn't have put that on a beach, though. That's on me. The anti-air should be able to reach, though. Okay, right. Okay, I am gonna counter-break, because this is almost entirely to kill that rocket.
Number of enemy troops. Location. Got it.
Yeah, location's the real important thing here.
Counter break.
Sonja may have one of the cheapest superpowers in the game, but the fact that I've used it 3 times in one battle really should show you how insane this is. Okay, so, here's the thing. Now these things have 7 vision and can see into wood, so if this thing does this... I should be able to... Yep, I can see the rocket. Okay. And I can now hit the rocket, but that means my medium tank gets hit. But... I mean... Again, he can't really see me right now. But okay then. Well, that's 1 dead copter at least. So now I can start... Oh, actually, no, I do have to hit the rocket because it's a threat to the capturing guys. So, yeah, I do have to do this. Okay. Thankfully, that's a forest. It's not a city, so it doesn't get healed. and I get to smack that. That dies to one more attack from that. However, this could be famous last words. I don't think he can see this artillery here. This whole battle has just been a game of, I don't think he can see me. I probably have more than enough artillery to finish off these cannons, though. Yeah, I should be able to take out these cannons relatively effectively. It's just a matter of, like, yeah, and see, like, I've only barely made it to this part of the map now. See what I said about the HQ capture victory? I mean, you can go for it, but I feel like by the time you've got near the HQ, it's faster to destroy the cannons anyway. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I actually have enough units on the front lines to really, succeed, so I think I'm just gonna go infantry out of all my... In fact, just to inflate my unit count even more, lander. I'm now being the AI. Yeah, 24. The perfect speed limit is 38 days. Did he seriously just go for the one that wasn't on the lab city? I guess the AI doesn't really have any distinction about which city is the lab city, but still. Like, I'm always positive the AI doesn't know which city has the lab, it just treats them all the same. Okay, right, now... Feeling a little better about all this, but still, it'll take me one more turn to get both of these. But now, okay, there we go. Yeah, my key mistake was using up my anti-air's ammo, because if it had even one more ammo, it could have killed one of the copters, and then that would have made things, yeah, a lot easier to begin with. Okay, that dies, and now this artillery can go in here. Now I know he can't see me, so now I have 2 artillery on that one, and I have a lot of things trained on this one. I think I actually do win next turn. Like, guaranteed. Because... Oh wait, I have another medium tank. Actually no, this recon can't kill the rocket because, tires. So no, this thing kills that. And now I have, yeah, 2 artillery on that. That's dead next turn. So as long as I get the lab nat next turn, I've actually got this. It's just the question is whether or not my technique was good enough. But yeah, I made a big mistake trying to go up here. Like, don't even try and fight this battleship. You don't need to destroy it in order to win this mission. You can just hit the cannons from a different direction. Oh, I am up the unit cap. Can I join things? I think I can join some things. So, okay, I'll join that. So, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, because I'm at the unit cap. 20 out of 80... Yeah, it's 20% before you start losing points in technique. Oh, and I guess technically, I can start doing that. I can even do this. Yeah, because it doesn't change the total units you've built when you join. And technique is based on the total units you've built. Okay, so I could afford to squeeze out a few more infantry that turn. Okay, do you have anything? It's always so satisfying looking at the map when it looks like this, when like almost the entire fortress is gone, and you have units all around it. So yeah, this map is kind of all about pivoting from defense to offense. But okay then, are there any more like joins I can do to... I don't think there are any more joins I can do to squeeze out more units. Because okay. Yep, that's the one.
Commander.
I think it took until my 3rd playthrough. In fact, I think that my recorded playthrough of Black Hole Rising on this channel was the first time I ever got this map on my own time. Admittedly, the Gold Comet Lab is not actually that important, because the next 3 missions, only one of them lets you build units, and that's Sensei's, who has bad Neotanks.
Yes, ma'am.
But still, you need to do this in the remake in order to unlock Hachi. He requires you to 100% the Black Hole Rising campaign. Also, yes, this mess, that's a good way to describe this. Let's finish up this mess. It feels wrong not to do it with an artillery. Okay, please let technique be fine. That's the second time Anna's blamed luck, which is ironic considering he was facing Sonja and considering the luck that I was getting.
Oh.
You know what, given Advance Wars 1 Kanbei, I really don't want Sonja to be taking after her old man. At the same time, though, given Advance Wars 1 Sonja, her whole methods, maybe it's a lesser of two evils, I don't know. See, this is another one of those reasons why Advance Wars 2 Kanbei is basically an entirely different character to Advance Wars 1 Kanbei. Oh, that's cool. That's
Perfect planning wins the
nice
day.
animation. Please let that be perfect planning. Oh, that was a 100 technique. Okay, nice. Yeah, I will happily take a 300 S rank on that. Oh, that mission is probably, to be honest, I actually find that mission kind of fun when it's done right. It's just, yeah, and honestly, this recording hasn't gone on as long as I thought it would. I expected this to be like final battle levels of length, but it wasn't. Probably thanks to the speed up function.
Look who's here!
Oh, of course, you have to beat Showstopper in order to unlock some new music. Why wouldn't they lock some content behind beating Showstopper? They already locked the lab behind it. But anyway, I guess I'll show the lab appearing on the map now, because this is the first half of Gold Comet Liberated, and next time I probably should go for the lab, so I'll see you then for Sea of Hope. Okay, it looks like Anna's theme is what you unlock for beating Showstopper. Makes sense, but it's, yeah, locking such a good song behind that mission. That's a thing.